Hi everyone, Mrs. Davis here to go over the moles and voles mark and recapturing activity for today. So this activity goes a little bit deeper with the concepts of mark and recapture than the population dynamics worksheet that you completed last week, where there was just one question about mark and recapture. If you are confused on the population dynamics worksheet, please see my video posted to this week where I review some common misconceptions, and I'll do that for both part 1 and part 2 of population dynamics, because there were some common misconceptions there. In general, great job, and we have 4 methods of population study. So we want to look at how populations change over time, and how do we get the number or the estimate of the number of organisms in a population. So one of those methods is mark and recapture. And you may remember the mark and recapture method is the best method for if you want to study the health of an organism, because you're actually physically touching the organism, you're collecting data from multiple time periods, and that is a good thing. Although it is time consuming and sometimes it's hard to recapture the organisms, so you have to have some confidence and some assurances that you'll be able to recapture the organism with the same ability that you did the first time around. Okay, so the first 2 questions are just kind of based off of this reading, summarizing the mark and recapture method. You can also look back in your notes if you are confused as to how to describe the mark and recapture method in your own words, and some difficulties, because remember we went over the pros and cons of each method. All right, then you're going to go to the online website, which is linked in the Google Doc. And you'll notice that we have this virtual lab for looking at the moles and the voles. Okay, so now you should have maybe a split screen of your mark and recapture and then your moles and voles activity. So you're going to push go in the upper right hand corner. So we will do that. Oh, it's so exciting. Look at those moles and voles. Alright, and then click on the open and close trap button. So now our traps are open. We are going to close the trap once we capture some voles. Alright, looks like we have some in there. I'm going to close the traps. I caught 3. Maybe you'll do better than I did. And then you are going to mark the voles. Mark voles. Alright, once those voles are marked, we can go ahead and release the voles. How many voles were marked? Write the number by trial 1 in the number marked column. So trial 1, number marked, I had 3 voles that I marked. The seasons changed. Let some time pass, then reset your traps again. Click on the open close trap button to close some of the voles' traps. Okay, so we're going to let some time pass by. You can even move your traps, but I guess I would keep them in the same area. I'm going to open those traps up again. Close. Looks like I caught some more voles this time. Go back to my instructions. Okay, so how many voles did I capture this time? Write the number in the total number captured column. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, okay, I have 3 in this box, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've captured 8 voles this time. And now I need to know the number that I recaptured with marks. So of these voles, how many have been recaptured? And how many have marks on them already? Write this number under the number recaptured with marks. Okay, and looking here, it doesn't look like I have recaptured any of my marked voles. They're still running around free. So that's the value that I will enter under number recaptured, 0. And then the total population, so I'm going to use the formula above here. So I'm solving for blue, which means that I am going to take the number marked, which was 3, multiply that by the total number captured, which was 8, and divide that by 0. Well, of course, dividing by 0 makes it undefined. So for this trial, we are not able to come up with an estimate for population. So we'll have to be able to at least recapture some of the previously marked voles to be able to get a total population. So that's why we have 2 more trials where you will repeat this step. Okay. These instructions go through all the steps for trial 2, and you'll do the same thing for trial 3. Then, once you have collected all your data, has the population size changed over time? And if so, what factors do you believe could lead to this population size? And then there are some other questions to kind of review. So if the vole population had risen, suggest 3 possible causes for it rising. So think about some of those factors. Go back to the changes in population notes that could cause population to rise. Remember, there's 2 main ways that population will increase and 2 main ways that population will decrease. Look at maybe some pros and cons to this mark and recapture method. So obviously with the trial that we did together, we weren't able to recapture any of our marked voles. So that was a little bit of a bust. And you can assess the accuracy of the mark and recapture method. So a little bit of those higher order thinking skills in order to take a look at what are some of those disadvantages and advantages to this study. Hope this video helps you with the instructions that you need to complete this virtual lab assignment. Please reach out to me with any questions. Bye-bye.